who decided to stop by Dawn Dares to Dream today. Well, let me tell you what we're all about here on my channel. I like to cook and share those meals with you, as well as inspire you to dream again. As adults, as we go through life, we tend to put our dreams on the back burner while we take on the different roles in our lives. My goal here is to inspire and motivate you to dream again. Well, today, everyone, we're gonna make one of my favorite soups, tomato basil soup. I can't wait to make this soup. I love this soup. And let me tell you what has inspired me to make this soup. I go to my normal grocery store and I like the tomato basil soup that's in the refrigerated section that is made. They switched brands on me. I bought the new brand, but I do not like the flavor. So I said, you know what, Dawn? You're cooking. Just make yourself some. So I looked up a few recipes. This seemed simple enough, so we're gonna try it out today. And we're also going to discuss our special topic of self-love. Self-love is so important to us. It's very important in our lives. It's what gives us the energy and recharges us to be able to go through life to help others. So I can't wait to dig into this topic. Now I'll tell you everything that's in this recipe. There are only 7 ingredients. That's how simple it is. So first we're gonna have our vine ripened tomatoes. We're also gonna add in basil, of course. We're gonna do some chopped onion, some minced garlic. We're gonna saute the onion and garlic and extra virgin olive oil. And we're gonna season everything up with salt and pepper. And you know I have to use my Himalayan rock salt. So let's get started. This recipe is gonna take no time at all. So I am going to chop the onion, mince the garlic. That's probably gonna take the longest. And then I'm going to dice up the tomatoes. We're gonna leave the basil whole, and all of that is going in the pot. But the first thing that goes in the olive oil is gonna be the onion and the garlic. Then we're gonna add in tomatoes and basil, and we're gonna let it simmer and cook, and then we're gonna put it in a blender, and voila, we have our soup. That's how simple and easy it is. Our topic probably actually takes longer to address than it takes to make this soup. Now, I thought about talking about self-love because I think it's a quality a lot of us lack. We, especially as caregivers, if you're a caregiver in life or you're a mother, it takes all of your energy and all of who you are to care for everyone in your life. And it's almost like we forget what it means to love ourselves and take care of ourselves. And we'll tell you, oh, I love me. Oh, all day long, I love myself. But how true is that really? Are you putting everyone else's needs above your own? And then whatever's left over, whatever energy you have left is what you give yourself? That's no good. We have to remember that how can we be there for others and take care of them in the manner in which they need if we aren't taking care of ourselves first? It is vitally important that we take care of ourselves first. Now, what is self-love and what does it mean? What does it look like? How do you know if you are loving yourself enough? Well, are you always exhausted physically? After the end of your day, are you exhausted? Are you exhausted on the weekend? Are you doing anything to really feed yourself physically to recuperate? Are you taking time to work out? Are you taking time to meditate in the morning? Are you taking time to pray in the morning over your day? You have to feed yourself. Are you reading some really interesting self-help motivational books? Are you reading those love romance novels that you love so much that make you laugh and just make you dream and wonder? What are you doing on a daily basis to make sure you're giving back to you? So we have the onion all chopped up, and now we're gonna go for the garlic. And we only need like a medium to large onion and 3 cloves of garlic. So I'm gonna peel out of these 3 cloves of garlic here. So that's 1, 2. I just need 1 more clove of garlic. All right, I have my 1 more clove of garlic. So now, of course, I'm gonna smash the garlic and then I'm going to mince it. This recipe calls for the garlic to be minced. So all minced means it's finely chopped. Now, it took me a long time to realize that I needed to love myself and that I needed to put myself first. Because in loving yourself, you realize you need to put yourself first. And in doing that, that enables you to be there in a more effective manner for everyone in your life that needs you. Now, I'm a single mom, and I have to make sure that I have all the energy and all of the patience that is required for raising my son. But the only way I can do that effectively is really to make sure I take care of me, you know? So how do I say this? So I do those things that I enjoy. You know, I make sure that I make time. Before COVID-19, I made time and I saw friends, and we would hang out and go to happy hour or go to dinner. Those things help to recharge me. I also enjoy working out. So I would work out at lunchtime while I was at work. Now that I'm home, I'm still working out, but I'm working out doing YouTube videos and things of that nature. There are a couple books I should be reading that I'm not reading right now, but those are also things that would help to feed my soul and feed who I am and allow me to be a better mom. My son is older now, so it's a little bit easier because he can supply some of his own needs and he doesn't need me. Like, he can make his breakfast, and I can help him make his grilled cheese sandwiches that he likes for lunch. So there are a lot of him growing older has simplified what I have to do for him. But even when he was younger, I like to sleep in late on the weekends because I like to stay up watching television, and I would lay out little snacks for him to eat while I was sleeping. And then when he was really ready for me to get up and really wanted something to eat, he would say, Mommy, I'm ready to eat. Maybe not in those exact words, but he would let me know that he's ready. So you have to do things and set up your life a certain way and set up the boundaries that you need to have in your life so that you can care for yourself and continue to care for others. And I had to do that even with my son at 3 years old, but it worked because what has happened is he still knows his mother likes to sleep in on the weekend, and he doesn't bother me, people. He lets me sleep until he needs me. And that's because I set that boundary up a long time ago. So you have to train your children and the other people around you lots of times on how they need to treat you and when you need your space, and they need to let you have your space. So now we're going to continue to mince this garlic. I love the aroma that garlic gives off. And we're mincing it because, again, in the soup, we don't want to crunch into the garlic. But we are going to take all of the ingredients after they have cooked, and we're going to put them in the blender. But if you have a food processor, you would use that. But I don't have a food processor, so I'll just use my blender. Now that I have the onions and the garlic chopped, I'm going to put them in a saucepan. The saucepan has been on the stove with the extra virgin olive oil heated. As you know, I get confused between the front and the back. And I actually had the front eye on, and I thought it was the back eye, so the pot actually isn't heated, but it'll heat now. I can't tell the difference. And I sat there and looked and was, this is front, this is back. I mean, I really analyzed it, and whenever I do that, that's when I know I'm wrong. But anyway, so now we're going to start with the tomatoes, and we are going to chop those as well. Now remember to wash all your veggies off. Tomato basil soup is what I love, and I love to eat sandwiches, and I actually bought some brown sugar ham at the market so that I can make sandwiches this week. And then I said I want tomato soup, so I said okay, well, I have to make it because I don't like it at the store anymore. So after I make this, then I'll have it for the rest of the week. At least I'll have a couple servings, and then I have some more tomatoes and I can make it again. So you don't really dice. You want to cut the tomato into 4s, and then you want to cut that into half. And then we're going to place it in a pot. We're going to wait until the onions and the garlic cook a little. Now, we're waiting to smell the aroma of the onions and garlic, and that's how we know it's time to actually add in the tomatoes. You don't have to use vine-ripened tomatoes. You can also use Roma tomatoes if you choose. The recipe did call for either, but I decided I would use the pretty vine-ripened ones today. And there are some recipes when you're making the soup that call for you to pre-cook the tomatoes and remove the skin. This one did not, and that's also why I preferred it, because I hadn't planned on removing any skin. I don't mind actually having the skin in the soup. I feel like it'll add some texture. So we have diced all of those up, and now I'm gonna go ahead and check on the onions and the garlic and see how they're coming along. See the garlic and the onion? It's doing really good down there. I'm gonna let that cook probably about 2 to 3 more minutes, and then we're gonna add in the tomato. The recipe does call for 10 basil leaves. So we're gonna go ahead and pull these off. Now I did wash them also. Now, remember that when we love ourselves, it gives a message to everyone around us to love us and how to love us. When we don't truly love ourselves, it's very difficult for the ones around us, our loved ones, our family and friends, to know what loving us really looks like. So it's important that we take the time to know what we need so that we can show others how they need to give back to us. Because we need to be strong as caregivers. Caregivers need all of the love that everyone has to give, because we have more love to give than everyone else. So they have to give everything they've got in order to help recharge us. And we in turn can give back to them in all the ways that they need us to. But when we don't love ourselves, we don't show that self-love, we don't tell them what we need or how we need it, and we end up being on the deficiency end of the give and take process or relationship that we have with the people in our lives. It's important, vitally important, for them to know how to love us and how to give back to us. But the only way they're going to know that is if we truly love ourselves. Now, if loving yourself is an issue, it's not something that you know how to do, that stems from that pain, hurt, and trauma that you have dealt with in your life. And you need to acknowledge that it exists, forgive the ones who caused the pain, hurt, and trauma, and then you need to release it and let it go, because that's going to be your springboard for loving yourself. But if you can't love yourself right now, it's because you have held on to so much negativity, you don't even know where to begin. But you got to let that negativity go, and then you can begin to care for yourself the way that you should. So now, guys, we are actually going to place the tomatoes in the pot. I smell the onion and the aroma of the garlic. They are cooking up in there. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna put the tomatoes in the pot. See how the tomatoes are coming along? After they break apart a little bit more, we're going to add in the basil, and we're going to remove this from the heat, and we're going to put them in the blender. Oh, take a look. Can you see inside that pot? Yeah. We're going to dump that right in here. Okay, I don't want it to splatter on me because it's hot. Okay. And we're going to take the basil and put it in here as well. Now, the recipe doesn't call for any cream, but I like creamy tomato soup, so I'm going to add some half and half in here as well. So now we're gonna go ahead and blend it up. I put the half and half in there, the basil's in there. We're gonna blend it up and see what happens. Now it's time to taste. Oh my God. It's really good. I'm so surprised. I'm so surprised. Oh my God. This is good. It's real good. I might add a little more salt or whatever, but I am so surprised, guys. This was so simple. Literally 7 ingredients. You can do this at home. You can do this too. I'm going to plate it up, and then we're going to let you see what it looks like in the bowl. And I'm going to eat some more of it. And then I'm going to say bye-bye. Well, we're all done, dreamers. Check out this tomato basil soup. I added a touch of cream. The recipe did not call for that, but I love cream in my tomato soup, so I added it. Now, if you like this video, give me thumbs up. Please remember to leave me a comment. I'd like to know, once you make this soup, how it turned out. It's only 7 ingredients. I know you can do it. Share this video with anyone that you think could benefit from it. Share it with your social media, family, and friends. And also remember, my head is going to be up here in a circle. Click on that, and that way you can subscribe. So when you click on my face, click on the bell, select all, and you'll be notified to all the new content that I put up here to YouTube. Last but not least, I also talked about putting yourself first. I have a video that I'm going to place here for you so that you can take a look at that, because I detail putting yourself first in that video a lot more focused than I did this round. Have a great day, dreamers!